It's Bini Don Dada back at it again with another video. You seen the title. I'm just gonna get straight into it, to be honest. Solo leveling has to be the worst anime I've ever seen in my life, to be honest. And if you watch any other isekai, I don't understand why this one is so popular in particular, because it's the same as any other isekai, right? He's some nerd, he's a loser, and then all of a sudden he wakes up and he's some Giga Chad Dos Santos. He's some monster demon stud, right? We've seen this so many times if you ever watched any other isekai. So I don't understand why this one got so famous, right? And in the beginning, to be honest, I kind of enjoyed the show pre him becoming a stud, which is kind of funny because I thought his character was way better before he got chosen by the system. Let me explain why, right? In the beginning, yeah, he was weak and stuff, and this just shows that you don't have to be strong to be a good character. In the beginning, he was weak and stuff, but it was so respectable because he was weak and you can't get stronger in the show, right? He was so weak, you can't get strong in the show, and he continuously put himself at risk of dying. He was getting ridiculed by everyone, made fun of, right? Because he was so weak and he almost died every single mission, even though he was weak and stuff, even though he continuously tried and stuff, because he tried to put his mom to pay for his mom medical bills and to put his sister in school, I think, right? So that's really respectable for him to, yeah, everyone is clowning him, making fun of him, and he still continuously goes and risks his life, even though he's not strong and he knows he can't get stronger, right? That's the point of the show, he can't get stronger. But then after that, and the first mission, right? The first mission, he put he was the MVP of that mission, right? He was the reason everyone survived, if we're being honest, right? And he did it through sheer IQ. It wasn't some typical main character plot BS. It actually made perfect sense. It was logical. He was smart, right? When the god statues and all of that, he figured out how they worked. And if everyone just listened to him instead of being annoying and selfish, they all would have survived, right? But we saw what happened, right? But anyways, after that mission, right? They completely ruined his character. Like, there's nothing likable about this guy whatsoever. He wakes up in the hospital bed, right? And then he sees the system. He gets chosen by God himself. He gets chosen by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He gets chosen by the system. And he just continuously just gets so much more OP. And then his character just falls off completely, right? And they need to stop with this 100 push-ups, 200. At that point, just make him stronger. Like, don't give people the most basic program and make it seem like he's training hard. Any functioning adult male can do 100 push-ups and sit-ups and run some kilometers. Like, that's not even hard at all. Any man that's not a complete fat slob can do that exercise. Like, it's not even exercise. That's easy for anyone that doesn't even go to the gym. Like, you can do that pretty easily. Like, it's a basic training program. Any 14, 15-year-olds that play football can do that, to be honest, right? But anyways, and only that, he can just, even if he gets tired, he can just continuously heal himself, which is so stupid, right? He just continuously gets more broken and broken. Anyways, right, we see him. He not only does he become more overpowered, he just somehow becomes more attractive, right? In my opinion, this show is just incel fodder. Like, it's just to appeal to you looks maxers and people that watch that kind of stuff unironically and black pillars, right? Because this guy just gets more attractive and stronger. Not only does he get more attractive, if this isn't incel fodder, let me explain how it is. This guy, every time he levels up, he gets taller, by the way. Like, what? What does that have to do with the story or anything? He just gets taller. I guess the story doesn't really have a story, the show sucks. But come on, guys. He just gets taller and his jawline grows and he just becomes more and more handsome. Whatever. And we see the nurses start lusting over him and stuff. It's so stupid. He just becomes a Chad and stuff. And then he becomes a Chad, and this is very realistic, I guess. As soon as he become a Chad, he became way more boring. Because now he's just a dark, mysterious, dark triad Chad that just walks around, and he just, I know the show is called Solo Leveling, right? But he just walks around alone and continuously gets more overpowered, right? There's no plot, there's no development, there's no inner conflict, there's no struggle, there's absolutely zero side characters, by the way. Like, there's no conflict, nothing. Like, nothing happens in the show. He just becomes a Chad, and then he just walks into every dungeon, and he just continuously gets more overpowered and overpowered. He conquers every dungeon alone, and he just gets overpowered, right? It's rinse and repeat. And people say, oh, I can't wait for Solo Leveling Season 3. Wow, you can't wait for Kim Jong-un to walk into a dungeon and just look cool and kill everyone there like he does every other episode. Like what? We've already seen it, G. You've seen it a million times. Like there's nothing that's gonna be special in Season 3 or Season 4. He's gonna do the same stuff that he always does. Walk into a dungeon and aura form. I can't believe I'm saying this, but all he does is just aura form. It's just a Chad walking around aura forming. Like even, I know they were probably joking, but I saw a comment say, oh, when he cried because his mom got revived, right? Or he healed his mom, whatever. They said he lost aura. Like this is just a show for people that wants to be Chads and they want to feel good watching it. Feel like Chad vicariously living through Hyun Min Son or whatever his name is, right? The show has no plot, like I said. It just sucks. It's boring. It's generic. And if they wanted to do this, like at least they could have done this. They could have made him, what's his name? Kim Young-May. They could have made him teleport to some island or something, make him train for a couple of years, 10 years, and then become overpowered, right? But it just became more broken, like over day, to be honest, right? And not only that, like how is this cool with him getting more broken and more overpowered when he's literally the only character that can get stronger, right? Like he's literally, it's like Hyun Min Son is like that character. It's like playing GTA and you're the only one with cheat codes. Like he's the only one that can get stronger. Like how is that fun to watch? Nobody can get stronger except him. Of course, it's gonna be overpowered. Like the show is just written towards him being broken. Like there's nothing else about the show. It's just like good-looking stud, tall stud, walking around, conquering dungeons, looking cool. Like the animation and fights I like, don't get me wrong, right? But the story in itself, you gotta admit, is really plain. If you watch any isekai, you've already seen this. It's just a nerd, and then he becomes a Chad from all of a sudden, and now he's just walking around being a Chad. That's literally what the story is. They should just name the story Looks Maxing or Black Pill or whatever. They might as well. You don't even put any subtitles or anything, right? Because he doesn't say anything of note anyways. Just put that song, bye bye, that Looks Maxing song, and just watch the show, right? That might as well be the same because you watch the show because he looks cool and stuff. I never ever heard some, oh wow, Mao Zedong, he said some real captivating stuff, or he did that's some real character growth right there. Like it doesn't develop at all. He just becomes more boring, if anything. It's just now he's a dark, mysterious, dark triad Chad walking around, right? I think I covered the show, and I want to know why people enjoy this show so much. If you say, oh, I like the show because of the fights and the animation, I understand, right? But the show sucks. Am I still gonna watch it? Yes, I am. Because I like the fights and the animation, like I said. And I'm a little homosexual myself. I like the way he looks. No homo. Like, he looks clean, right? He looks like a stud. And like I said, I like the fights and stuff. But the plot, character development is nothing. Side characters don't exist. And the worst thing they did in the show, that first girl was so sweet towards him, right? That girl that asked him on a date when he was a loser. And then he goes and he apparently, I don't know, because I haven't read the manhwa. He goes with that other blonde girl. That's so boring, right? She wouldn't like you if you weren't that overpowered, because you should have went with the girl that liked you from the start. And if you watch any other manhwa as well, or however you pronounce that, any Korean anime, this is very typical of them too, right? They just make a character that's so overpowered for no reason, right? It's kind of boring. It's kind of plain. He's super broken for no reason. Closing statements. The reason why I don't like the show and Park Yi-sung is because he's so unrelatable, right? Like if you're a nerd, like you guys in the comments, or if you're a Chad such as myself, right? You can't really relate to him because he was a nerd at the start, but he's no longer a nerd, and now he's a Chad, but he didn't really work for it. And some Chads are natural born, obviously, but the physique, for example, the reason why people respect a shredded, sick cunt such as myself, I'm shredded. You're gonna see RIP Ziz. You're gonna see soon physique reveal, face reveal, all of that, right? I got big plans. And you work hard for a physique, right? You work diligently. That's why people respect people that are in shape. But this guy just got it randomly, right? The reason why people respect like Zoro, for example, in One Piece is because he worked hard for his physique. We see him always training and stuff. And this guy just got it randomly overnight. There's nothing inspiring or relatable or anything to you can't really get inspired by a guy that just popped into shape and just became a stud out of nowhere, right? But like I said, that's about it for the video. I don't really have anything more to add. The show is really boring. It sucks. But I like the fights and I like the animation. And I'm a little homosexual, like I said myself. So I'm going to continuously watch it while I be like. But anyways, like, subscribe, comment for the algorithm because I'm trying to make it out there. Try.